they decided to pop in here because I'm definitely the person to talk to about what this is and how it works. I've been using Clubhouse since December, and it's amazing, as you can see, to just connect with people all over the world.
Yeah, that's kind of fascinating.
Yeah, and so I've started on Clubhouse in December, and I started before this room here, the Accountability Partners Morning Show. I started off with a room that just was titled "Good Morning, I'm your 7:30 a.m. accountability partner," and that was because I was waking. Yeah, and my whole goal was to just meet new people and just see what goals they had in life, or for their day, or for their year, and just stand in accountability with them. And so far, I've met over 1,300 new people that all are new. Yeah. And so it's really been an amazing time. So if there's anyone that uses this platform and knows the beauty of this platform, I'm definitely that person. So it's so nice to meet you. Okay, so you said you're from Asia.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
What part of Asia?
Asia?
Yeah, what part of Asia are you in, if I might ask?
Southern part of Asia.
Southern part? Okay. Nice. Wow, that is amazing. Have you ever been to the U.S. before?
No.
Yeah. Would you like?
I would love to.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, would you like to visit the U.S. one day?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
It's one of my dream destination, I would say.
Wow. That is so cool. That is so cool. Well, one of the things that I've been able to do here is to make friends, all over the world, to make new friends. And because a lot of us find each other based on interest, it winds up being, we wind up really learning a lot from each other. We wind up discovering a lot. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Nazil. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. If you'd like to come to the stage, I'm hanging here with Ashma, and we're just talking. We're just catching up. We just met for the first time, and I was saying, welcome to Clubhouse. In fact, Ashma, I'm going to follow you right now. I think I'm your first follower. Yay, I'm your first follower. Oh, man.
Yay.
So, is this your first day on Clubhouse? Is this your first day or your first time on Clubhouse?
It's not the first time, but it's the first time I'm talking to someone here.
Wow, I really feel special. Oh my goodness.
And I see you so much followers. I'm so glad you followed me.
Yeah, you're welcome. I like to follow people who are friendly and kind, and people that, just like myself, are just about positivity, and so, yeah, I have some beautiful friends here, and I want to say hello to Nazil and Sherry and T, and by all means, if you all like to come to the stage, we'd love to take a morning, and if not, you can just listen to this in the background, enjoy this as your background experience for your day. So yeah, in fact, Sherry's coming up now to say hello. Let's say good morning to Sherry. Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Ashma. Welcome to Clubhouse.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Ashma, Sherry is a friend of mine from Facebook and YouTube. Really, I think it's YouTube where she first discovered me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been friends ever since, and we were catching up. We were hanging out on Facebook, and then when I got on Clubhouse, then we started talking here on Clubhouse. So, yeah, Sherry, Ashma, and Sherry,
Nice
I just
to
met.
meet you, Sherry.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
So Ashma's
You're
from
from the United States too?
Yeah.
Pardon?
She said,
You're
"Are you
from
from
the United States too?
United States?"
Oh, yeah, I am. I live in Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, where are you from, Ashma?
I'm from Nepal.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that amazing? And that's what I love about this. I was telling Ashma, the thing that I love most about this is that, and we get a chance to meet, brand new people in real time, like that we would never meet in life. And
Yeah, exactly.
So here on this, in this room, Ashma, we're good people. We talk about different topics, different positive topics every day. Share different thoughts, around things like emotional intelligence and around happiness in life, and health and wellness, and communication, and just all kinds of positive things. And so when I started this in December, like I was telling you, since then I've connected with about 1,300 people who just check in, and we have now developed some of the deepest relationships that I have in my life, even more than people that I've known for years,
Wow.
Yeah. And so I really give that credit to the power of Clubhouse, the power of just being in real time and being able to meet new people. So, yeah.
That's really nice.
So we're here. I want to reset the room one more time. I want to say hello to Sing, hello to Clarissa. If you all like to come to the stage, by all means, we'd love to say good morning. You know how we do here. If you've been here before, we're here. I'm going to be sharing some positive thoughts, and then we're just going to get into some conversation and see where it flows. So by all means, whether you're just listening in the background for your day experience, or if you would like to take part in the conversation, I just want to say thank you for just being here today. Yes. So Ashma, again, it's so nice to meet you, and by all means, I hope that you continue in this conversation with us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, it's really nice to meet you too. You seem really nice guy. I'd say that.
Well, I'll say that I think that, okay, let me do it this way. So I won't toot my own horn, because a nice guy can say that he's a nice guy and not be a nice guy. So I'll ask Sherry. Sherry, am I a nice guy? Can you attest to that too?
Yes, I definitely think so. I feel like we haven't physically met,
Right.
but like he said, we're friends.
Yeah.
And I follow him to learn about music. And then after COVID started, just to listen for him on advice on life and different things that he teaches us. I actually find myself using it, and I'll go, oh, wait, that's what Aaron said. So definitely, he's very helpful and nice.
And I promise you that...
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
Thank you. And I promise you that I'm not paying her some money behind the scenes to say that. Thank you, Sherry. Oh, man.
That was a good one.
So I thank you. And Sherry, that means a lot to me. And so what I want to do on that same tip is I'm going to start sharing in some positive thoughts that we can all learn from. I write original quotes, and, for those that don't know, these original quotes are, ones that I come up with every day. And these are just self-reminders, but, I use them to be able to share, because my number one motto in life is, if I can help somebody, then that's what I do. I help. My living has purpose. So, Ashma, I hope you enjoy. And we want to say hello to Tanisha. Tanisha, good morning to you. I hope that you are well. And if you like to come to the stage, and if anybody else like to come to the stage, I'm getting ready to share in a few thoughts, and then we're going to keep chopping it up in conversation. But by all means, you can come on through, throw up a wave. I love to say good morning, love to say hey. And if not, then just let me help you to continue to set the tone for your day in the background. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. All right, so yesterday I was on medium.com. And for those that don't know, medium.com is a website where you share your writings. And so I was there sharing my writings, and I noticed that some of my writings had been moved And so Medium changed around things. So if you're using Medium, and if you have been using their series feature, which is where you can put an entry on a page and turn it like a book, that is no longer supported. So hurry up and go download your stuff. So I have at least, I have about maybe 150 quotes there, as well as several books that I'm writing, and 2 of which are those quote books. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm looking at my screen now, and I'm going to scroll through all these quotes, and I'm just going to throw some out at you. Okay, so here's the first. Let's see where we're going to go. Okay, here's the first thing. Don't get to the end of your life or the end of your next experience, the end of your next day, and regret not giving your goals and dreams the shot that they deserve. If you feel you can at least say you gave it a try. Remember, you can fail, yes, but you can also succeed, and more than likely you will, because of putting your mind to it. So go make it do what it do. All right, here's another one for you. Same topic. The quality of your life is dependent on the quality of your moments. So being fully present in them, making the most of them, not taking them for granted, and being intentional about making as many more of them as possible. These are some of the ways that you can accomplish having the highest quality of life that you can have. And so, here's one about time. I love this one because this is one of the ones that keeps me grounded. And yesterday, if you were here, we were talking about being grounded. So this is one of my quotes that keeps me grounded. The only real time is now. Between past, present, and future, the present is the only thing that can be experienced in more than just the mind. Therefore, give the present the most attention. Here's another way to think about it. There are no 2 places in the universe where the year, the month, or the day is the same. Time itself isn't real. What we call time is actually our measurement of experiences using projection and memory, both of which are relative. The only real reality, the only real time is now. The past is simply our memory of the in the now experiences that we consider over. The future is our idea of what we envision the next now to be like. Both, though, can only be experienced at the present time that they are happening, which again is only the now. Now, if you happen to disagree with any of this, ask yourself 4 questions. Here's the first one. How long or short is a moment? Here's the second one. Where's the defining line between past and present? Is it now? Where's the defining line between the present and the so-called future? Is the future now? Now? When is it? And also, how many can be experienced simultaneously? All answers will be based on our very personal ideas of meaningful experiences, not days, weeks, or months, etc. Also, just to add a little mind bender, here's one thing to remember. Every 3 months on Earth equals a year on Mars. So, what time is it again? I'm going to tell you what time it is. It's time to focus on the only time that truly matters, the now. It's the only time that matters, the now. The only time that matters. And on that, I want to actually open up this conversation. I want to see if there's anyone who has any thoughts. One thing I like to do is to read a few and then open up the floor to see if there's any way that it resonated with you. before I read a few more. So that one, time. That's one that I always have to remind myself of. So if there's anyone who has any thoughts as well, if that resonated with you in any way, if you're on the stage, by all means, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you're not on the stage and you'd like to come to share, by all means, you can throw up a wave. Time. The only time is now. Yes. So I think that one must have gone deep for you. Might still be pondering on that. So if no one has anything to share or to add to that, then I'll read another one for you. Live well, love much, laugh often, lift others up. Every now and again, lend without expectation. Allow yourself to lament when needed. It's healthy. Learn every chance you get. Lay down and rest when you're overwhelmed. Label no one without proper information. Life is too short not to live it to the fullest. And remember in life that the big things sometimes in actuality come in small packages called the little things. These little things are small, but many times very important and significant, and they can make the world of a difference. And as I'm reading these, again, if there's anything that resonates with you, by all means, jump on in. I'd love to hear your thoughts, how you can relate to it, what your 2 cents is on the topic. All right, so here's another one. I love this one because this is what I call the KHM formula. KHM. The 3 steps to success. The 3 steps to success in any situation in life. KHM. What is K? Know the truth. K is know the truth. H is hold the vision. And M is manage the facts. Know the truth, hold the vision, manage the facts. Know the truth, hold the vision, manage the facts. Yeah. Thank you, Sherry. You can feel that one. Know the truth, hold the vision, manage the facts. I like this because it kind of reminds me of the Serenity prayer almost. It's like that kind of trio. Like that you can know the things that you can change, be aware of the things that you can't change, and have the wisdom to know the difference. It's like that 3-part process that really helps you to keep it all realistic and help you to understand your life. So one more time, know the truth, hold the vision, and manage the facts. The 3 steps to success in any situation in life. Similar to the value of the Serenity Prayer, these 3 principles keep you both ambitious about the future and realistic about the present. Know the truth. Remember the unchanging truth of life no matter the situation. We talked about this on Sunday with this concept of equanimity. We talked about it. So, remembering the unchanging truth of life no matter the situation, that keeps you grounded, keeps you present. This can refer to principles such as I am fully worthy, I'm deserving, capable, and able. I'm in full control of my actions and have the ability to manage my emotions. Love is all there is for me to focus on. No matter what happens, I'll always be successful as long as I consider any form of growth success. Here's what holding the vision is. To hold the vision, never lose the commitment to the manifestation of what you desire. Never lose the commitment to the manifestation of what you desire. Here's one way to say it to yourself. I won't quit until the goals manifest itself in the physical reality. No need to worry as if worry will change the outcome. Commitment to integrity and excellence and behavior and attitude. Not being affected by the current situation. Another way I like to look at it is you would rather fail than to regret never trying. So give yourself that opportunity. Manage in that way. So you got knowing the truth. You got holding the vision. And then now you have managing the facts. Before I manage the facts, I want to say hello to Jordan, hello to Angela, hello to Brandon. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. The KHM formula, the 3 steps to success in any situation in life. Know the truth, hold the vision, and manage the facts. Here's how you manage the facts. You're understanding but not being limited to the present reality. Willingly tending to and being fully aware and sensitive to the present reality. Knowing the truth and holding the vision while not being naive to the current circumstances. Using wisdom to navigate the present while putting forth effort and actions to reach the goal of the vision, which is an expression many times of the ultimate truth. So the 3-step, the KHM formula, covers all bases of navigating any situation in life. It allows you to be a visionary, motivated, and manifesting new dreams and goals while fully and responsibly tending to the present reality and being realistic about it all. Your life will become a wonderful example of a win-win situation. I wish I wrote the date on that. I swear, as much as my mother used to write the dates on everything, when I wrote all these quotes, I wish I had written the date. I wrote the date on some of them, but some of them like, damn, the farther I go in the future, the more I want to remember the day I wrote this stuff. So yes, know the truth, hold the vision, manage the facts. And again, if you just popped in, I want to say hello to Allah. Thanks so much for hanging out. Angela, Jordan, Nazil T. And as I'm sharing these thoughts, if there's anything that resonates with you that makes you think of something, by all means, you can come to the stage. We'd love for you to share. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We'd love to just say hey to you. Good day. And also for my people that's hanging out on FB. Hey, people. How you doing? Let me see if I can. Okay, I'm in a unique screen here. But I love that concept. Know the truth. Hold the vision. Manage the facts. That right there I could chew on all day. Keeps you realistic. So here's another one. Strive to intentionally be the most open to freely sharing love and kindness while simultaneously and firmly not tolerating being mistreated or being taken advantage of in the process. Here's another one. Notice the times when you are free versus the times when you are attached. Celebrate your moments of freedom and be gentle with yourself during times of unhealthy attachment. This will help your overarching goal of being a more loving and kind person towards yourself and the world around you. Oh yeah, and by the way, I want to reintroduce you all to one of my friends. And this is not a rattlesnake. I'm getting a rattlesnake one day. This is my shaker. I got a shaker 1, a shaker 2. These are my new friends. I've added some percussion to my street Serenades setup. And last night I had a ball, y'all. If you didn't see me on Facebook playing clave and shaker and tambourine, like, it was fun. Check out my Facebook page. Let me see if I can actually upload one of those clips to Instagram too. But if you check out my Facebook page at Aaron Hill TV, yeah, you'll see me last night. The Session, Clarence Ward III, The Session, Monday nights, Terra Cafe, Baltimore. Always blast. Oh my goodness. You were not there? Don't worry, you can catch the video and you can join us next Monday. Yes. I want to say hello to Vinka. Hello. Veunka. Let me see. I think I got it right that time. I think it's Veunka. It's a pleasure to meet you. And also thank you for joining me over here on Facebook as well. I saw your follow yesterday. And if you all are not with me hanging out on Facebook right now, even as we speak, because you can see my shaker. I can show you my white shaker. I can show you my gray and black medium shaker. I can show you my red loud shaker. What else I got here? I got where's my tambourine? Oh, got my tambourine. Right, now this is cool because it's got a shoe horn in it. So you put this in the back of your shoe, and actually every time I stomp, I got my tambourine flow happening, and some other fun stuff too. So again, I want to reset the room. I want to say good day, good morning, good day to everyone here. If you would like to come to the stage, I'd love to say hey. If you're in that kind of position where you're free, where you're available, and if not, by all means, thank you all so much for coming through. So yesterday, I learned how to properly play a clave. I learned how to properly play it. So I was holding it like this, and then I realized they were like, "Nah, you don't want to do that with the resonance. I mean, you're diffusing the resonance." So I realized, okay, you hold it like this in the palm of your hand, and you let it touch your fingers and rest right over the middle, and then you got the resonance of the wood that comes out. Yeah, so I'm learning all kinds of good stuff, and I'm like a kid in a candy store. Oh, I see Jordan's coming to the stage. Let's say good morning to Jordan. See, how's it going, Jordan? What's happening, family? How's it going, man?
It is going great, bro. I gotta tell you, every time I pop into this room, you're playing some of the best music, and you know what? I've had a realization. I think I've been starved for soulful music.
Wow.
Because I'm just like experiencing this amazing vibe. Like I jumped out of my bed. I came into the room. I heard the song.
Right.
I jumped out of my bed, and I was like, I need to be in this space right now.
Wow.
And the clave mixed in with the J Dilla is unstoppable.
Let's get it, baby. I'm telling you, look.
I would love to hear some kind of dope remixes. Actually, that's kind of just on my spirit. Clave Dilla mashup. That would be interesting.
Let me tell you something. You're all over my page, right? So did I play for you? I think I played for you. Yeah, because you asked me the other day, right? So about the name. So I played for you one of my Dilla remixes, right? The Kamal remix. And
yeah.
So here's the funny part. So I recorded that, and that's all keyboard and bass and drums and that kind of thing. But now, since I got this percussion stuff, now I'm going to be adding all this to it. So you're about to get those remixes, man.
Ooh-wee.
Right.
Looking forward to it, brother.
Yeah, man. So boom, we are here. And yeah, I got all of this stuff. I'm like a kid in a candy store over here. I'm having fun with this because for those that don't know, I have a concept called Street Serenades. It was my response to quarantine, where on May 20th, May 29th of 2020, I went outside. I took my piano to Ellicott City, Maryland, as I was driving through the neighborhood, and I pulled out my piano, and I was on Main Street in old Ellicott City, historic Ellicott City. Took my piano outside, and I started my Street Serenade series. Turned my whole life into being a street musician, and from that point until now, I've done 128 concerts, free concerts all around the community, all around my area, Baltimore, Maryland, and as well as the DMV, DC, Virginia. Took it to Atlanta a couple weeks ago, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, and continuing on. So it's been an amazing journey. Been bringing so many smiles to faces. I'm not only a keyboardist, but I'm a producer and audio engineer. So I've been dealing with different sounds and colors all my life. So recently I was like, I want to actually add some stuff to my piano series. I want to add some other fun flavors. So I went out and I bought all of this percussion, this fun percussion to add. And so now, as I'm playing the piano, I got this this tambourine. I stick it in my shoe, and I can play tambourine sounds, and I got a shaker that goes on my shoe, and all kinds of stuff. It's just like I'm having fun, and all it is just adding and bringing more joy to the people with every experience. So yeah. So Jordan, how's it going, man? How you doing today? Otherwise, everything good?
Yeah, everything is good. Just planning a trip over to Winnipeg. I'm in Canada, by the way. I don't know if you know this.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And, yeah, because we're in lockdown here, so I wanted to get out for a little bit and explore some of the other provinces.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at flights this morning, man, and jamming out to some good music.
Yeah, man. Well, it's interesting because I've learned, like, I've never been to Canada before, but I'm looking to come soon, especially with this traveling series. But I've learned for the last year and a half, like, all about Canada through my good friend Coco, who you saw here and met here the other day. She's in Toronto. So one of the things that she's been telling me, and that you just said, was how the way that the lockdown is there. Like, I had no idea that it was like as strict as it is. Like, wow. I mean, man, like we have some restrictions and that kind of thing here, but as I'm realizing, it was nothing in comparison to Canada. I mean, like, she told me, I forgot, it'll come back to mind, but she told me about some things where I can just go to the store and buy, but you can't in Canada. Is not considered a necessity, even though it's something that is necessary for happiness in life, if nothing else. Like, so I've been hearing that lockdown, man, is pretty strict, bro.
Yeah, it's the strictest in all of North America, but we're hanging in there. We're making it work. People are still out, enjoying the sun and vibing as much as we can. Yeah. And I was thinking about your street serenade. I'm like, oh man, we definitely could have used something like that here.
Yeah, man.
We do have these musicians on the street from time to time, but like not with this quality of music, right? In my opinion, in my humble opinion,
right. In your most humble opinion, and I appreciate your humble opinion, because I can understand what you're saying. She had sent me some clips of some music, and she was sharing with me, like, it was a jazz clip or something like that, and I was like, okay, like, it was interesting, to say the least. I was like, okay. She was like, yes, it sucks. Can you, like, we come here, please, come on through, play some music for us. So well, here. So, the one good thing is, I'm definitely looking forward to making that a reality, because like I said, I'm going to be coming that way. I'm going to be traveling everywhere. In fact, I'm going to be getting a new passport soon. And when things change and open up, yeah, bro, you will see me, because now I got Canada family now. Like, I actually have, through Clubhouse and through this time that I've been here since December, I have Canada family now. And so I got some people to come to and to come hang out with. And Jordan, you are the latest in that family, bro. That's why I'm so happy. I'm like, yeah, just keep racking up good people.
You go, man. We'll definitely take care of you over here when you decide to come.
Sweet, bro. Oh, man. So I'm having a good time this morning. Again, want to continue to share these thoughts and just get into some topics, over this next, hour or so, as the family continues to trickle in. And by all means, if you'd like to trickle in any family members, any accountability fam, anybody who can and would appreciate this concept of accountability, with just different positive things in life. And while we do that, speaking of tunes, I'm going to play for you all one of my original tunes here in my library. So I have an album that I've been working on for a while, and some of these pieces on this album are already out, so I've told you about them before. Kamal Remix, this one that I'm getting ready to play for you, Societal Exchange, the Light Remix. But I call this album Deep Grooves. And the reason why I call this album Deep Grooves is that, I started off and it was like I want to say 2009 when I started working on this album. I started putting together, some ideas, sat down, started producing some things and putting it together. And originally, this album was called Deep Grooves. And again, this is Societal Exchange that you're listening to in the background now. This is available wherever you're already listening to music. So wherever you listen to music, whether it's Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon, YouTube, whatever, just look up Aaron Hill Societal Exchange, all spelled as normal. Aaron Hill Societal Exchange. So as I'm working on this album, and even now, I still got a few more pieces that I'm going to add to it. It started off as Deep Grooves because of grooves like the one you hear in the background. Just deep, soulful grooves. That old school, that new school, that soul, that vibe, that chill out. I'm a hip hop head. That's where everything started for me before I became a piano player and a jazz musician. And so this was just one of those things, just one of those moments, one of those chill out moments. So this album is called Deep Grooves because it was based on just deep, soulful grooves. And then I started studying psychotherapy and psychology in this last year or so. And then this album, the name took on a whole new meaning. In fact, it took on a double meaning, a double entendre. So in one way, the Deep Grooves is about, grooves and rhythms. In another way, these grooves are about neural pathways. I came up with I came up with a concept that's called neuromusical, what did I call it? Neuromusical mindfulness, I think it's called. It's been so long since I said the term. Let me see. What did I call this? All right, so basically, in a nutshell, it's talking about deep grooves as far as reprogramming our minds, with positive affirmations, positive things, making new grooves. If you know anything about neural pathways, these are basically the grooves in our brain. These are the patterns. These are the ways that we mold and shape our life. All right. And so these neural pathways is what gives us that information that we need to operate every day. In order for you to drive, in order for you to know how to put on your clothes, in order for you to, know how to eat, know how to cook food, whatever, know how to communicate, these neural pathways, they hold information. Now, every time you learn something, you are blazing a new neural pathway. And every time that you take something that you already know, or that you already do, and you repeat it, and you're reinforcing, you're making that groove deeper. So there's a lot of grooves that are being made as far as these neural pathways in our life that's not healthy. Whether it be things we're doing in life, or things we're being told, or the kind of music we listen to, the kind of messages, the kind of people we hang around. And so this was my attempt. This deep grooves concept is my attempt to not only bring soulful grooves and rhythms to you, but for us to blaze new neural pathways around positive thoughts that are beneficial to our thinking, beneficial to our lives. And so this is a part of the Deep Groove series, Societal Exchange. All right, so I'm going to tell you all the name of this term. Hold on, let me see. I got to look it up on Facebook because I forgot how I titled it. Here we go. I came up with a new term to combine psychology, mindfulness, and the powerful effects of music together into a concept. All right, let's see. Let's pause this. Neuromusical. All right, I'm going to give you all a brief definition. In the background, that's an African market. And let me tell you all how I came up with this. I was at the farmer's market with my family, and so I'm watching people trade. We're trading, resources. We're trading food and money and smiles and just good vibes all together. And so it inspired me. If you want to see the video that I put this song to, then all you have to do is go to my YouTube channel, look at my playlist. I have a playlist called Kinda Daily Vlogs. Kinda Daily Vlogs. And so I put that together to basically show you my life. Show you my life and show you all of my growthful and learning experiences all together. All right, so I think I found it here. Here we go. All right, neuro-musical reprogramming. All right, I'm gonna play something for you all that I think you'll dig. Okay, check this out. And if you're on Facebook, you can watch this too. I'm gonna already play something. All right, now this is gonna have the same music in the background, but this is one of the first pieces where I started putting my quotes to it. And so if you're with me on Facebook, then you're going to be watching this live. If you're not with me, I'll give you a few seconds to come on over so I can share the screen with you, and so you can see this and hear some of these thoughts. You're going to see it on the screen, and all you got to do is come over to @AaronHillTV on Facebook, @AaronHillTV, and all you got to do is look for the red and black profile picture. And here we go. All right, so this was the first of my neuro musical. Where'd you go? Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, there we go. This was the first of this experience, neuro musical reprogramming experience. I hope that something that I say here is motivating or inspiring for your journey. And the music that you're hearing in the background is called Societal Exchange. It's available everywhere. 1 second. Come on. Wait a minute. I lost my window. Hold on 1 second. Lost my window. Recently closed. All right, it opened up another tab. So I'll give you a little bit more background while I'm pulling this up. So neuromusical mindfulness. So if you all know me, you know that I not only study, but I teach, meditation, mindfulness, and these kind of things. And like I said, I'm looking at, how we put things together. I'm looking at like the different thoughts that go through our mind. And I'm like, oh, we need some new programming. We need some new things. I hope that something that I say here is motivating or inspiring for your journey. And the music that you're hearing in the background is called Societal Exchange. It's available everywhere. Between a superhero and a villain is mindset and use of power. Projecting your perspective onto others, then being upset or disappointed that they don't hold the same views you hold is unfair and ridiculous. Your thoughts are in your own head, and nobody else knows how those thoughts are playing out but you. So stop holding others accountable for them. Indoctrination makes us see narcissism and defend it as love. Be unapologetic about who you are. Unless you're an asshole, then you need to apologize and change immediately. Conversely, healed people heal people. Let's 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 heal people. has 1,000% consistency at getting a rider nowhere. Go ahead and take the first step toward a change. What do you have to lose? This first step may be the first forward motion you've had in a long time. You'll thank your feet later for moving when they did. Your feet will thank you later for moving when you did. Go for depth as far as relationships, not width for how many people you can be popular with. The world doesn't need any more of those kind of relationships. You define your purpose. It isn't predetermined. Not giving a fuck about anybody else's opinion is a real liberating feeling. Especially when at the same time you're mature enough to take constructive criticism. Balance is the name of the game. Every no that you get is actually a yes in disguise for something else that's better fit for who you are. So appreciate the no's. Appreciate the no's. So appreciate the no's. When a monumental moment happens in life, I'm never surprised, but always amazed. I'd rather fail than to regret never trying. Having different values can make family feel like foreigners. Anxiety is a mother, but self-care is its nurturing mother. A person who's truly a giver is never satisfied until his or her gift is received. For us, it's the equivalent of being given a gift. The only way to leave a legacy is to live it now. Live it now. Live it now. The question isn't whether you'll leave a legacy. It's what kind of legacy will you leave? Be a positive ripple in the waters of humanity. You are responsible for your own growth. Own it. If something's not your cup of tea, just don't drink it. But don't bash everyone else who does. Even with free speech, there's a time to just shut the fuck up. Know when. You gotta know when. Know when. A great teacher, in reality, is actually a great student, committed to a life of learning, applying, and giving back. Strive to be a great student in life, and you'll inevitably become someone else's great teacher without ever applying for the job. If someone only accepts you for the version of you they conjure in their head, even while you're being your true, authentic self, they don't actually accept you. Be more concerned with those that feel you than those that don't. One you can feed without any other effort other than being your true, authentic self. The other you can't please no matter how hard you try. Your energy is precious and valuable. Don't waste it by putting it in unfruitful places and spaces. You don't need anyone in your life who doesn't fully accept you for who you are. Let's heal people. Let's heal people. My religion is acceptance over expectation. Let's heal people. Dogs don't bark at parked cars. So if you have people unnecessarily being negative to you, your ass must be cruising on an open highway, traveling far fast. Keep driving forward and ignore the life trolls. Have empathy for them. A person must be in a sad place to have the precious time to devote to bringing others down. Vulnerability shows honesty, and honesty is one of humankind's most respected expressions because of the amount of courage that it takes to be transparent and not choose dishonesty due to the fear of judgment. The most important thing we can do in a world where we have the ability to make things seemingly perfect is not to take advantage of that ability at all. In doing that, we are editing our real selves out of the equation. You have the power to make vulnerability fun. Learn to work smarter, not harder. The system or matrix, whichever you prefer, is set up to keep us on a never-ending hamster wheel of working just for basic human needs and resources. The reason debt was created was to keep you and I slave to the system. Change this by making better financial choices and personal choices that have long-range benefits instead of temporary satisfaction. The quality of your life and the future of your family is depending on it. Some people think that when you say, I understand, you mean, I feel the same way. Big difference. You could very likely understand and feel the same way, but it should never be assumed because the two are mutually exclusive. Sometimes we're so afraid to face reality that we faith ourselves into full-on naivete and delusion. Everything is weird until everybody does it. Then we call it creative. Be confident in your uniqueness. The only way to free yourself is to let your insecurities show. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. That was, again, that was my first neuromusical reprogramming piece. The first one, I did that on August 10th, 2020. And yeah, was that Sherry? Sherry, did you like that?
Yes, that was awesome. I think I might have heard a part of it before.
Yeah.
So this is the first time I got to hear you play the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's a very nice vibe. Definitely. It kind of reminds me of maybe a modern day Jill Scott Heron.
Right. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like the one,
yeah.
The revolution will not be televised.
Yes.
Not be televised.
Yes.
But
yes,
on that vein.
I love that you brought that to my realization just now. Because I love Gil Scott Heron, and now you saying that, now the rest of my day is going to be filled with listening to Gil Scott Heron, even just taking more of him in so they can even influence me even more. That was, and it's humbling. And it's super humbling. Oh my goodness.
Yes, that's definitely what it brought to mind. And like you said, now I'm gonna have to, the one I like of his that I have to listen to over and over is Peace Go With You, Brother.
Yeah.
For some reason I'll be like, wow, maybe because it gets over too quick or he doesn't sing a lot in it, so I just have to keep listening to it over and over.
Definitely.
But yeah, the revolution will not be televised. That's what that reminded me of.
Wow. Super high compliments. Super high compliments. Oh my goodness.
Definitely.
Yeah, I thank you so much for that. I'm a huge fan of Gil Scott. Jordan, what did you think, bro? I hope that you enjoyed that as well.
Man, I don't even know what to say. That was a dope experience. I've seen these, or I've experienced these types of, I guess you can call it almost like a guided meditation,
Right.
before, but this was something new. I was really digging the. You know what's funny? Normally, when I'm experiencing these things, it's like the voice is really soft. It's like it puts you in a meditative state. But this was like energy boosting. You know what I mean? Like I can listen to this in the morning to get my day started. Like instead of doing like a morning gratitude practice, I'll throw like this on and then just get my day going. So really, really, really enjoyed that. Really,
wow.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That means a lot to me, even to hear you say that. It's so affirming for me because, you know, one of the things that I realized, and I want to do a quick reset of the room to acknowledge a few people. I want to say hello to Florence. Thank you so much for hanging out. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're enjoying the conversation. And again, to Angela and Viunka and Acirca. Hey, Acirca. Josh, what's happening? With brother T, what's happening, family? T, if you're with me on Facebook, bro, I'm over on the other page today. I finally got it working. So if you all want to find me on Facebook right now as we're hanging out, so you can hang out with me live, see me make funny faces to the camera and all that kind of good stuff, just come over to Facebook and I'm at Aaron Hill TV. Look for the red and black profile pic that looks just like the one here, but in red and black, and hang out with me. And so, you know, that really means a lot to me because one of the things that happened was January of last year, before the world changed, I was starting to move in a direction where a lot of things were coming into focus for me. That was a new part of my life. My self-care journey was coming into focus, not just in my own practice, but in my own sharing. For those that don't know, I've shared my self-care journey for the last 2 years or so. That's also on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is just like the rest that you see here and on Facebook and here. It's at Aaron Hill TV. Same thing everywhere, except for Instagram, it's .tv. But I have a self-care journey. If you look at my playlist there, and it basically all these topics that I was learning, I pay it forward by teaching whatever I learn immediately. What I know, you know. That's my motto. What I know, you know. So I push everything, pay everything forward, share as much knowledge and information that I can to help out the next person with anything that I have learned. So that self-care journey turned into a teaching journey, turned into a sharing journey. And then I created the 5M experience: music, movement, meditation, mindfulness, and mantra. I do that here every Sunday on Clubhouse, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I chop it up about a self-care topic. I play some music, not just like this, but I also play the piano as well, and just share. It's just a great time, and we chop it up, and it's how you can relate. So that was moving forward, and I realized that in addition to myself as a musician, as an entrepreneur, as an artist, as an engineer, I was also coming forward in this way too. And I started studying psychotherapy. You know, I got in school for it. And so out of that, Jordan, out of that, everyone else here has come my own brand of these things, of meditative materials, of materials for reprogramming, materials for therapy, materials for, you know, helping us to change our perspective in our mind in a real hypnotic way, like a real vibed out way. So that's what sprang forward, and I turned it into this concept called neuromusical mindfulness. And I'm still looking for, I wrote a post, a new form of neuro-linguistic programming is how I'm looking at it. Neuromusical reprogramming. And I actually wrote a really nice and neat definition that I'm scouring the internet for right now to find, because I want to read it to you all. The way that I put it, I just like the way I put it, and for some reason it isn't saved on my computer. for me to pull up. But anyway, it was combining psychology, meditation, mindfulness, and also the effects of music, with also mantra and all these things to equal what you just heard there. Now, I do this in different fashions. If you go to my TikTok, I have a concept called Naked TikToks there, where it's about telling the naked truth, both literally and figuratively. And so it's the same kind of thing. There are these reprogramming ideas, and some of them over music, some of them is just my voice. It's just for this tone setting. It's just for this reprogramming. So that's what that came about. I'm a person that's heavy into psychology, psychotherapy, meditation, mindfulness, music, and all these kind of things. And so soon, and very soon, you all will be able to have like the expression that you just heard and all the other quotes and things that you hear me read. You'll have it all in one place in the 5M Experience app. I'm working on an app right now, so that way instead of sorting through all of social media to find things and to go to YouTube here, Instagram here for this and that, you can just have it right on your home screen. You just hit the 5M Experience and then boom, you're right into the music. You're right into the movement. I'm into yoga and these kind of things, functional fitness, just basic ways of keeping the body moving. So you'll walk into the music, you'll walk into the movement, you'll walk into the meditation, the mindfulness, and the mantra, all in one place, all in one space. So thank you, Jordan. Thank you for that realization. Thank you for the affirmation and just being able to mirror back how you experienced it, because that's exactly the way that I've been putting it out in my goal for continuing on in this journey as I'm making these kind of works every day. So we are. So if you want to have that again, the one that I just played, you can go to my YouTube channel and you can pull that up, and just type in anywhere like on Google, Aaron Hill neuromusical reprogramming, and you're gonna see that come up as well as other works. And so I want to open up the floor. I want to open up the stage. If there's anyone who is hanging with us listening in, you might be using this as the background takeover of your day, your morning. Get ready for the day. And if you'd like to come to the stage, I would love to say hey to you. I would love to check in to see if you have any thoughts about all those thoughts that you heard over the course of that 10-minute span. So by all means, if you'd like to come to the stage, come on through. We love to say good morning to you. And also, in the spirit of this room, check-in and accountability if anybody has any goals that you'd like to share. So let's say good morning to Angela. Hey, Angela. Good morning.
Good morning, Angela.
Hey.
See,
Hey,
this
Angela.
is where it gets fun. Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you all.
Happy Tuesday.
First, Aaron, been enjoying this. This has definitely been in the background for me. So sorry I couldn't say hey earlier, and hello to everyone.
No problem.
I hope you've had a wonderful and blessed holiday weekend.
Yes.
And been definitely enjoying the vibe, Aaron. You always set the stage, which is why I'm here in the morning. So thank you so much for that.
Yes.
And I guess for me, some of the things I just want to point out that I think you said so eloquently of just setting the right mind frame is a great way to start the day.
Yes.
And what I take away from that is, everything you put out, there was a saying that says, you can't help that birds will fly over your head, but you can stop them from building nests in your hair. And so just listening to you reminded me of just, making sure your mind is right and not letting those negative thoughts take residence or giving them room. So I just wanted to bring that out and say thank you again for helping me start my morning off on a great vibe.
Yes.
And with that, I'm done talking. You can tell I've been listening to more of the systems and etiquette. So
right. I love it. Look, it's always good. I love it because, I wrote a manifesto about it. And before we get out of here, I read it because it's my pledge of allegiance to Clubhouse and just to this beautiful expression that really is something that we've been striving for in life, or that we use, or that we try to strive for in life, but wrapped up in this package. And so I've been talking about how we've developed etiquette. We're part of the developing of the etiquette. And so I love that, and now it's where you go in the room and when you finish it, and I'm finished speaking. And I always chuckle about it here because we have a flow here to where you don't necessarily have to do that, but it's always so good because it shows how much we care, and it shows why my manifesto is what it is, that this app continues to help us with things like that. Just cool etiquette. So it's great. Angela, I want to bring out something else too that you brought out and you brought into focus. Okay, so I always love a good quote. I always love like how you can just put a life lesson into a small little morsel like package to take with you. And so what you said about you can't stop the birds from flying overhead, but you can stop them from building nests in your hair. Oh man, that's one right there. That's a gem. That is a gem. In fact, one of the things I like to do is to ask people if we can save those by dropping them in. I used to do a experience called Quote Love is Delight, and it was on Saturdays, and we would just pass the potato and just drop inspirational quotes and share them. So I want to remember that if you're able to, Angela, on my first post on Instagram, like the one that's there, if you could put that in the comment section or either DM me or something like that, I want to save that and share that, because that was one right there. I think I got it.
I'll DM to you because I'm nowhere near Instagram at the moment.
No problem.
So, not a problem.
Yeah, no doubt at all. No doubt at all. Speaking of which, if you all want to, I would love to share a few things with you while you're sitting here listening and tuning in. So if you have the opportunity to go over to my Instagram, all you got to do is click on my bio and then go down to the bottom, click my Instagram link. I want to show you a few things that have been a part of my journey recently. Once again, I want to thank everybody that has supported me through my most recent misfortune that I've turned into a fortune, if you will, and with your help. And for those that don't know, a couple weeks ago, my vehicle was stolen and that kind of thing. And I've been recovering, and I've just crowd surfed the community, all the community, the relational wealth that I've built. I've been crowd surfing. You all have been right there with me because of all that I poured in, and just, me, you know what I'm doing here. So you love it, you support. And so you can see that on my timeline, I share my journey. If you look at my Instagram, that second row there, you see me standing in the middle of two beautiful people. Those are two people that felt led to gift me a free car on my journey because they see me. And here's the thing, it wouldn't be if I didn't share and if I didn't put it out there as a motivation for you to just move forward. Let your light shine. Don't worry about what people think. Just allow yourself to be the full course meal for someone, even if you're not the cup of tea for someone else. So check out that. You'll also see me rebuilding there. You'll see that beautiful sign that's right under it that someone made for me, painted, and I'm having that framed, and all kinds of legacy is happening. So check that out. And Angela, that is one right there. You cannot stop the birds from flying overhead, but you can stop them from building nests in your hair. Oh man, I love that. I love that. Yes, everybody, let's open up our microphones. Let's say a huge good morning to Florence, and hopefully she's in the U.S., so it is good morning.
Hi, Florence.
Hey, Florence. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Florence.
That's slow.
Yes, it is.
I love that. That's how you know, he's like, wait a minute, that's Flo. Hey, Flo.
No. Well, I changed my profile picture to my great grandmother's photo because I've been doing genealogy up in here, so that's why.
That's my sister-in-law, Aaron.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I get to meet family.
So my comment is not as eloquent as Angela, but
I
along
promise
the
you
same
it is.
vibe.
I promise you it is.
So just to give some perspective, my husband, Sherry's brother, is one of those tough people where he'll fight somebody and then come out with, shaking hands with them at the end.
Yeah.
And things weren't given to him in the gentlest of fashions. So he's had to, what he says, puts it as, if somebody's giving you gems in a piece of shit, it's, sometimes that's how you gotta take it.
Yeah.
Me, I'm more the type of, you gotta, put a little sugar on it for me to
right.
really listen. So I appreciate you giving some real life lessons in that piece that you just played, but in a smooth way. So it was just really easy to absorb it.
Wow.
So that's my
Thank you so much. You know, it's not about knowledge, it's about realization. Something that I think about every day from my mentor, Dr. Jeffrey Zeig, my psychotherapy teacher. And tone is everything. Tone is everything. Whether it's your tone of voice, your tone of character, your tone as far as your intention, you know. And it's one of the reasons why I love Clubhouse so much, because when you remove the video, when you're not, you know, when you remove one sense, the others increase, they're heightened. So we're listening even more closely, and we can hear the authenticity in each other's voice. We can hear when it's not authentic. We can hear when we're happy, when we're sad. We can hear those things. And so tone is everything, and in so many ways. And it makes it go down easier. You know, you can't blame someone for not understanding you or not hearing you if your tone is off from the beginning. You know, you can't control how other people's you know, take things. So of course there's a huge realm of subjectivity where you could have the best tone and a person could still just not be in a good place. But many times though, you have a lot of impact, a lot of influence over how things go down for another person, whether how they swallow, how they go down. And so yeah, I thank you for that, because to just bring that realization to mind for me again, it's always about tone for me. And I just really thank you for that. I really thank you for sharing that with me. And I'm glad that you enjoyed the pieces. I'm glad that you enjoyed. And even more, it's nice to meet you and also see your beautiful grandma. Oh, this is such a beautiful picture. And you're you know, and representing the elders and representing, you know, your ancestry is such a beautiful thing. Oh man, did you actually have a relationship you know, with this beautiful elder, or you know, does she just hold a place in your life because of what she represents?
No, she's my great grandmother, so I never got to meet her. She was long gone before I came along.
Yeah.
But what was funny story, I guess, is I'm new to the research of the family tree, and I knew my grandmother. She was in Brooklyn and, you know, raised us. We saw her every Sunday, so her face is etched in my mind. I never knew my great-grandmother, never knew what she looked like. But one day my dad gave me a CD of just a bunch of pictures that he had scanned and threw on a computer. And he's like, here, you might enjoy some of these. No introduction or names or anything. So I'm looking through these pictures and I come across this one. And I said, it's like my grandmother's looking at me, but it's not my grandmother. So I just knew. I was like, who is this? And he's like, oh, that's Clotilde. She's the heart of the family. She raised me, blah, blah. And then the stories just started spilling out. And I was like, how am I just seeing this picture now? I'm over 50 years old. And I'm just seeing it in the past few years is when I got this photo.
Right.
So it's, yeah, it was kind of
that has to feel
amazing that you've been sitting on it this whole time.
Right. That has to feel special to connect though, you know, in that way, and to feel a sense of connection even before you come to the realization of who you're looking at, you know. It just really means a lot. I mean, you know, this is why every day I stand in this space, because for me it's about legacy. It's about creating positive legacy through connection, you know. And we need each other. And we need each other to be as healthy as possible and as present as possible, you know, because it really matters. You know, it gives us hope, you know, it allows us to know where we're going, and it just makes us feel in touch, you know. So kudos. I wish I got the opportunity to meet my grandmother, my mother's mother, because she passed young. I didn't get a chance to meet her, but you know, and just learning about her and just how beautiful she was, how wonderful she was. And I like to, you know, I've learned a lot. I talk about my mom on this experience pretty daily. as far as like the impact that she's had on me, and how every day I just learn that more and more as I peer back into my childhood, as I peer into that. So learning more about her and about her upbringing and how she got to that place, and how her grandmother was that loving force in her life, that loving source, as well as her mother for the short time that she was around. You know, it just really helps me to understand myself. And it just can really help you to understand yourself, your family, you know, why you think the way you think, like all of that kind of stuff. So kudos to learning about our ancestors. And thank you so much for sharing. It's such a pleasure to meet you. Such a pleasure to meet family. Family of family. Yes. I want to do a quick reset as well. If there's anyone else who'd like to come to the stage, we're hanging out here for a bit more. I'm actually about to read an article, and this right here is going to round out the experience. Hey, Angela.
Hey, I just wanted to, I've got to step out now, but I just wanted to say thank you again for welcoming me to the stage and having this great morning show. I want to say blessings to everybody. Hope you all have a wonderful day. And also, since we're speaking of ancestors flow, and to everyone else listening, make sure you check out the specials that are happening between CNN and MSNBC on the Tulsa 100 massacre remembrance that's going on. And most of them air between 9 and 10 o'clock. But I would invite you all to make sure you check those out. I actually got a chance to visit there this last summer, and it's definitely worth your time and effort to just to watch some of that history. But that, again, I just wish everybody a blessed day, and look forward to being back tomorrow. So glad you're back too.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Angela. You too.
Yes, have a great day, Angela. Have a wonderful one, and look forward to catching up with you again. The neuroscience of behavior change. Right before I go into this, and this is going to be good because this is going to connect us to what we were talking about and round out this experience. We're going to talk about this for at least the next 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. So if there's anyone who'd like to come to the stage, even before I get into this, by all means, would love to say hey. If you have any thoughts, if you're just appreciating it. And so with that, this is an article I found that's called The Neuroscience of Behavior Change. When I think about behavior change, I've always, even before I started studying neuroscience or psychology and all these things, I came to the conclusion based off of my childhood and based off of how I was raised in a pretty secure and nurturing environment, that the way to really impact another human being's behavior, especially for the positive, was for them to be in a different environment, one versus one that was hostile, or that was just purely about rugged survival, if that's what they came from or that's what they experienced, and to continue to give them that experience over and over and over and over and over again. We know that as rehabilitation. We also know that as working with each other in relationship. But it became highlighted for me because I'm a secure individual who has patience, who has equanimity and balance and these other things that just has been a long part of my history, and how I was raised. So it naturally makes me patient, and actually helps me to help people to change, because I can just stand grounded while a person might be going through different changes. It's something that you learn in psychotherapy to how to do, but that's the thing that attracted me to it, because it was already something that was natural to who I was, based on emotional intelligence and growing in that from my childhood and from my experience so far, what it led to. So here we go, the neuroscience of behavior change. I'm looking forward to how much this affirms what I experience and know, and then what I'll continue to learn. I find it fascinating. This is by, let's see, who's the author of this? Julie Hani, RNBSNBACDE, and she works with Fit4D, certified diabetes educator. Fit4D.com, the number 4. I find it fascinating that our brains can change. I was raised with the belief that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. However, I have always questioned this, And not too long ago, neuroscientists discovered that creating new behaviors can be done by rewiring the brain. Diabetes is a chronic disease that requires lifestyle behavior changes. As clinicians, it's very useful to provide information and education about diabetes to our patients, but in order to elicit positive behavior change, it is important to understand the science behind it. I've never been able to personally achieve my health goals and professionally empower my patients to reach their health goals by understanding. I have been able. I don't know if I didn't say it. I have been able to personally achieve my health goals and professionally empower my patients to reach their health goals by understanding the neuroscience of behavior change. So what does behavior change look like in the brain? Neural pathways comprised of neurons connected by dendrites are created in the brain based on our habits and behaviors. The number of dendrites increases with the frequency a behavior is performed. I picture these neural pathways as deep grooves. Oh my God. Serendipity plus intention. Here we go. I picture these neural pathways as deep grooves or roads in our brain. Our brain cells communicate with each other via a process called neuronal firing. Now, I never heard of that deep grooves concept before I wrote it, and then here's this person referring to it. Psychologist Deanne Ward explains that where brain cells communicate frequently, the connection between them strengthens, and the messages that travel the same pathway in the brain over and over and over and over begin to transmit faster and faster. With enough repetition, these behaviors become automatic. Reading, driving, and riding a bike are examples of complicated behaviors that we do automatically because neural pathways have formed. Just because patients have formed neural pathways does not mean that they are stuck with those habits forever. As patients participate in new activities, they are training their brains to create new neural pathways. The pathways getting stronger with repetition until the behavior is the new normal. Now, I'm going to pause there and just to insert this real quick. It's one of the reasons why, as a musician, one of the main conversations that happens for me on a regular basis when I'm out, playing an event or, even if I'm doing something online is someone will always say, hey, I always wanted to learn how to play the piano. They might say I started out when I was a kid, my parents gave me lessons, but then I didn't continue it, or I didn't like the lessons. They forced me to do it, which I hate hearing that. But that was a lot of my students' stories. So they developed an unhealthy relationship with something that they actually like. So, yeah. But people would always say, I really want to learn. And no matter whether I'm talking to someone who's 18 or 88, I always have the same message. I'm always like, it's never too late. You should. And the reason why is for so many ways. And I'm saying that to anyone here. If you've ever wanted to play the piano, I don't care if you just learn how to play one song and you just play it for yourself. Number one, it will bring you so much therapy. It will bring you so much just joy and happiness. Second thing is it's good for your brain. You blaze new neural pathways. It's basically like cardiovascular training and exercise for your brain. It wards off things like Alzheimer's, and dementia, and some of these things that because you're exercising the brain. So it's good. It's also good for memory. It's also good for continuing to increase your memory. And then it's good for getting yourself into something that's a healthy distraction, something that brings you joy and is fun. The main thing, though, is that word fun. For many people, learning music becomes a crutch. It becomes something that's like a lot of pressure comes with it. I'm here to relieve the pressure. It doesn't need to be pressured. Music is just fun. My mentor used to always say there's no difference between hard and easy. There's just familiar and unfamiliar. So all you have to do is just continue to get yourself familiar with something, especially when it comes to music, and you'll be fine. The main thing is just think about it for your happiness. So anybody here in this experience, if you're hanging out on Facebook, if you're hanging here in Clubhouse, if you've ever wanted to play an instrument, don't let that go. You don't have to do it as a full-time career. You don't have to take it on so serious that it becomes pressure. Like, even if it's just one song, give yourself that gift. Give yourself that gift. And there's plenty of resources on YouTube to help you to just learn some basic things. But it'll be therapy. It'll be therapy. So just because, let's see, where were we? I read that part. Okay, the importance of repetition. In terms of repetition, it is estimated that it takes 10,000 repetitions to master a skill and develop the associated neural pathway. Now, let me just say mastery is subjective because honestly, if you're just mastering yourself, especially when it comes to many skills that are artistic and that kind of thing, if you're just mastering yourself, then honestly, it doesn't take 10,000 repetitions. It just takes you continuing to just be your most honest and authentic self in the present moment where you are, leaning into what you know, always being open to what you're trying to learn and find out, and just celebrating where you are. So yeah, there's that part. As clinicians, we can encourage and support repetition when our patients are working to achieve their health goals. It is estimated that it takes 3 to 6 months for a new behavior to become a habit, though this estimate varies by person. As clinicians, we can encourage patients that with time, their repetition will pay off when their behavior comes natural. As coaches, we can continue to provide strategies for overcoming barriers, help to create backup plans, and provide support while our patients take on new goals toward better health. Every brain is different. It is important to understand that every brain is different. Each person has their own unique experience that have shaped their brain and continue to shape it throughout their lives. Therefore, it is really important to listen to the patient individually, and I'm gonna change some of this language to listen to yourself. Listen to yourself to understand your unique experience and values in order to help you to develop a clear plan for achieving your goals. So developing new neural pathways. That's what I searched in order to find this. Connecting a new behavior to as many areas of the brain as possible helps to develop new neural pathways. By tapping into all 5 senses, we can create a stickiness that helps to form neural pathways. We all have experience. We all have had experiences that have changed us. We can recall the sensations, the images, smells, how we felt, etc. When working with yourself, consider connecting your success or your health goals to as many senses as possible. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. So not only am I studying psychotherapy, and of course I've studied music and engineering, I'm studying massage now. I'm studying like all kinds of things that are just about using the different senses to be therapeutic to myself and to others. Visualization can be a powerful sense that can help you to build new pathways, new neural pathways toward behavior change. For example, ask yourself and visualize what your optimal health looks like, feels like, and what you would be doing if those things and when those things are managed. Another example is to recall a positive experience with whatever you're dealing with. Elaborate on as many emotions and senses as possible. Ask yourself what you've learned about it, and how you can apply those learnings to your desired goals. All right, here's the last part. Modifying the brain to stay positive. In Dr. Rick Hanson's handwriting, Happiness, the neuropsychologist explains that our brains are wired toward the negative. For example, if we have 10 experiences during the day, 5 neutral everyday experiences, 4 positive experiences, and 1 negative experience, we're probably going to think about the 1 negative experience before going to bed that night. And that makes sense to me, because if you can, the evolution is geared towards survival and geared towards anything that might be negative towards your survival, like dealing with it and getting out of there so you can have more positive. So it's understandable, but sometimes that's what leads us to ruminating and overanalyzing and overthinking about the 1 negative experience. I just had a conversation in the last 2 days, with a couple people where I was like, wow, it's interesting because out of everything, here's the one thing that sticks out most for you, and it literally was only 1% of your whole experience. But It's because we focus many times on the negatives, and it's understandable why. It's just a healthy way to do it, and that's what we're talking about right now. So knowing this tendency, how can we change our brains to focus on the good experiences? And I'm going to check out this book too, Hand Wiring Happiness by Rick Hansen. Hand Wiring Happiness gives practical advice for maintaining the positive. One strategy is to focus on the good for 10 to 20 seconds, really absorbing and storing the experience in our long-term memory. See, so it's not just a cliche to think about things you're grateful for or thankful and think about the good things that have happened. And personally, after reading his book and practicing his 4 suggested steps, I'm convinced that I have developed strong neural pathways from taking in the good, and that my life has changed for the better. I practice mindfulness of good experiences and spend 20 to 30 seconds really absorbing the good, not just in my mind, but in my body, by focusing on sensations and emotions. For example, when I see a rainbow or the wild flowers on the side of the highway, I used to simply notice, then say, wow, how beautiful, and move on. Now I stop, spend 20 to 30 seconds taking in the beauty and absorbing it so that the experience lands in my long-term memory. According to Barbara Fredrickson of the University of North Carolina, people are much more likely to make changes when new behaviors are associated with positive emotions. We like positive reinforcement, which enables us to be creative and open to trying new things. Helping patients develop SMART goals with small action steps can encourage positive emotions that lead to success. Taking in the good by celebrating with other people as well when they are successful with their goals helps to reinforce those positive emotions. Last but not least, any change can be unsettling, even a desired one. It is essential. Oh man, I love that. It is essential to understand your vision of success in order to set SMART goals. Now, this SMART, they have it capitalized. So I know that this represents an acronym, and maybe you all might be familiar with this, so you might know what the acronym is. I don't yet, so I'll be looking to figure it out. So throughout the process of behavior change and neural rewiring, it helps to encourage hard work and celebrate success so that we can obtain sustainable progress toward your goals. Yeah. All right. So I want to, on that tip, and really for this last 15 minutes, I want to open up the stage. Also, I want to open up the floor for conversation. For anyone, whether you're in the audience or whether you're on the stage, I would love to know your thoughts about anything that jumped out for you, anything that was brought into focus or to realization for you with this article, The Neuroscience of Behavior Change. And on that, yes. Looks like we got Asirka. Everybody, let's say good morning to Asirka. Hey, Asirka.
Good morning, Asirka.
Hey, Grand Rising, y'all.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising.
Grandest of risings. I told somebody yesterday I was going to say that the next time. Next time I was in a Grand Rising. Grandest of risings. Hey,
Yes.
Hey, Asirka. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I was listening, but in and out, of course, because I'm not meant to pay attention to everything. So
I love it.
I liked everything you were saying, but I think it's a really interesting concept of because one, I have a degree in psychology, and I want to go and get something about another degree like in neuroscience, specifically psychopharmacology. But yeah, no, the science of just the neuroscience of change in behavior. Like I definitely tell people is that we can change things if we try to apply some of the same rules because of classical conditioning and all that other stuff.
Right.
And I think when we add in the senses, that's mind blowing because it definitely works. Everybody is not everybody, at least a lot of my friends are really familiar with that Victoria's Secret love spell smell. And that just smells like high school to me. That is literally the smell of high school, but not in a bad way.
Right.
it just brings back those memories. And it's been proven. I don't read, so I don't remember words or names or people, but I remember concepts.
Right.
And I remember learning in school that people with Alzheimer's, when they have, you can actually do therapy with people with Alzheimer's. It's just that, the society we live in is capitalistic. So if you're not paying, no one's going to do anything for you.
Except for if you're Aaron Hill and you're like, you know what? Well, I'm going to go to school for psychotherapy just to be a professional empath and just talk to people every day and help them in that way.
Yeah. But they did some research and they showed that people with Alzheimer's, if you play music from their childhood, from their teenage years or 20s or whenever it was like the one of the most prominent times in their life, they will react to it. They might not like just respond and say, "Oh my God, that's my song, girl," but like they're gonna start moving to the music, and you'll get a response out of them. And if you continuously do this, like, not that they'll eventually be able to speak, but you'll be able to interact with them instead of them just sitting there. And so this idea that a simple sound of some music that you had years ago can bring out that neurological response where people thought you could never get that before is like definitely true. And so I love that, this book that I'm not reading is applying that to like everything else in your life and how you can change that to your behavior. Like you can associate positive reinforcements with stimuli, which like the sense of smell and music and touch are very, very situationally based. And so if you want to go work out and whatnot, which I've been trying to, I'm like, ooh, maybe I should like put a certain smell like in my gym bag to make me really like, yeah, I really like going to the gym, or like I remember I should be going to the gym when I smell this. It's like, oh, so I think that's pretty interesting though.
Yeah. I'm right with you on this interesting thing. I was really glad that in this time, in this season, when I would get into psychology and psychotherapy, that it would be through the lens of the kind of school that I'm in and the approach that they take. It's experiential psychotherapy, and the whole thing is just about all stimulating all the senses in order to, all connect to one goal. And, that's who we are, as beings with nerve endings and senses and feelings and these kind of things. It's how we assess the world around us. It's how we interact with it, so you're right. It's like the more you can use that to your advantage to put certain sounds, certain smells, certain physical things, touch, and certain ideas and that kind of thing, the more you can use those things strategically in your experience, the more you have, the more attachments you have, the more deep grooves, and the deeper the groove. The way I like to look at it is if you're on the beach and you start drawing in the sand, if you draw lightly, then there'll be a message there, and then when the water comes up, it'll wash away. If you keep taking those grooves deeper and deeper, eventually, even when the water comes in, you're still going to actually see that message, because it's just so deep. It's so deep. It's so deep in there. And so that's how I like to look at it. Our brains, the molding of that gray matter is like the sand, and then all the things that we experience, they create the grooves. So you want to pay attention to what kind of grooves you're creating, because they're going to go deep. And when you have them attached to different things in that experience, different senses, they go deeper and deeper and deeper, which can be a really good thing or a really detrimental thing depending on what it is. So yeah, it's a very, very powerful tool, and I love that you brought that into focus like that. Is there anyone else who would like to share as well this topic, neural pathways, deep grooves, changing behavior as what we look at with this topic of how we change our behavior, or anything that resonated with you?
For me, like Acerca, what I immediately thought about is how, and I'm always talking about this, trying to get back into shape. And then I'll exercise maybe for 3 days a week, and something happens, and then I drop off. So yeah, maybe I'll have to like buy my favorite fragrance and put it in my gym clothes. Circa, I think that's probably a good idea. And then that'll be like the reward. If I work out, then I'll get to use like whatever is my favorite fragrance or something like that. And then to build up to that repetition. So it's encouraging that you said, yeah, you can change your habits. So I need to change it to the positive and work out all the time. Not just like 3 times a month.
Well, no, that's still positive and that's still consistent. But I think instead of thinking of it as a reward, think of it as I don't know what the word is, but it's like a program that will just automatically start. I don't know how to, it like in your brain, so that like when you do have that smell, it's more of like you're comfortable doing it. You don't have an aversion to do it. It's not even that I have a reward. It's like, well, this isn't bad. Like, I like this smell. You're not thinking that consciously, actually. You're thinking just, this is nice. This is okay. This isn't bad. Instead of having that aversion, that aversion of, okay, well, when I get back from the gym, I'm going to be tired. I got to drive all the way there. What if there's going to be traffic? Like, I got to wear a mask. These people, this and that. This gym membership costs this much money. And instead of attributing negative things to it, when you do think about going to the gym, it's more of just trying to change that default program of being upset about it to being, oh, this is okay. I'm not like, I don't want to not do it, so it's whatever. So it's more of that, like a friendly reminder that's more friendly than a reminder. Okay, definitely.
I think hack is the word you're looking for. It's like a life hack.
Yeah, there we go. I'm terrible with words. I don't know who invented them, but they just need to stop.
I think you're great with words. In fact, when you said something earlier that I'm so familiar with, especially with knowing so many good people and kind of being like this myself, even though I'm a reader, it's really tied into what we're talking about today. It's something about just hearing things experientially, hearing them said, because they come along with inflections and tones and dynamics and that kind of thing. So honestly, I feel like in the broader sense of what it means to read something, like to read a person or to read to look at a situation and to read the situation, I feel like a person who's more experiential in hearing and listening and pulling it together that way actually has an edge over a reader, because you get that real life application and context and tone. It's almost like music. I think about it like with music. There's the sheet music, the black and white notes, and then there's the music, which is a whole different kind of visceral experience. I want to highlight what you said, Asirka, and what you're saying, even Sherry. I do think that it's good, in that life hack way, like Jordan said. And here's another way to deal with it too, especially as far as this gym thing. Just don't go. Just don't go, and then go outside and just walk. Just go outside and walk for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and make that the thing. Now, here's why I throw that realization in there, even in changing up the pathway, because that's actually the story of my life right now, and I've been a person who's been hardcore at the gym since I was 17. Like, I have no problem with discipline at the gym and all that kind of stuff. As soon as I had to wear a mask, it was like, it was just a barrier to where I needed to blaze a new pathway. And it's not because I don't want to wear a mask. Like, I wear a mask in other places, it's fine. But I work out, and like trying to run up 7 flights of stairs and down and do 10 push and no break, just straight 45 minutes, CrossFit style, functional fitness, like metabolic conditioning, while having something on my face that doesn't allow me to breathe is hard as hell. So what I did was I was like, okay, I will pause on the gym membership and I'll just go outside. And that way I can, have a new realization, trigger some new senses, because it's kind of nice to be in certain areas and certain places, especially if you like trees and grass and water. And if you don't like any of that, I mean, you might like people. You might like to just be able to be somewhere where you can people watch too and just have fun. But being able to take it in that direction has removed the barrier, and then I've got in touch with my senses. So now that's rewarding to me, because I'm making progress without trying to force myself to figure out a way over this hump that really just don't work for me. I just have to wait until it's time to go back to the gym again when things are better and where we can go and not have a mask and everything's fine. So I love it. Thank you, Sherry. I'm glad that it resonated. Yeah. There's so many ways to blaze a new path. I want to say hello to Marty. We want to say hello to Jewel. My good friends are here.
Marty, what's poppin', bro?
I love it. Family. I love when family sees family. Oh my goodness. So great. And so I want to say, and just to refresh the room, right now we're talking about this concept of blazing neural pathways, new neural pathways that are healthy, and how to use the different senses, how to use a multi-sensory experience in order to do that. You know, one of the things about neural pathways and about any habits that we have, any ideas, they're not just linked to one thing, you know. And again, if you want to store more information or store an experience or be able to recall it faster, connect it to more things. Create a whole experience. I love how in this article, she said, you know, that instead of, like she said, she had a new realization when it came to looking at these flowers. Under normal circumstances, she would just go, oh, wow, those are beautiful flowers. And that in itself was actually a good realization. But stopping, pulling over, pausing, taking it in, taking 20 to 30 seconds to take it in, smell it, really be with it, that takes the experience deeper into your long-term memory, which means it's easier to recall when you need it. It's easy to recall. I'm gonna tell y'all, this is the way I do my my meditation each morning. So my meditation is a combination of me doing yoga stretches, practicing breathing, studying my mindfulness and meditation information all at the same time, with my light off and, you know, on the mat, and I got my tea. I got a whole experience. And what it does is I get kind of wrapped up in the experience. So what happens is, if I ever have a struggle in the middle of the day, it's not just the positive principle that comes back to my mind that helps me move through. It's not just the one positive thing that I heard listening to the talk. It's also the stretch that I was doing and how good and limber I felt, how free I felt when I was stretching out my body and relieving some things while I was also stretching my mind and relieving some things. It also at the same time felt good that I was taking a deep breath, or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 50 by the time I get through my session, you know, or more. It was the fact that I was listening to some positive voices, and to the best of my ability, my environment was as quiet as possible. And even when it wasn't quiet, there was acceptance in that. That was just acceptance and allowing in and taking in. But I have a whole mindset about this. So if I have a moment where, I don't know, something's going to get under my skin and make me go in a different direction, it's not just the one positive principle that comes to mind. What also comes to mind for me is all of the rest of this experience and what it means to feel like being in a different experience while dealing with what I'm dealing with. Multisensory, multidimensional. Make a multisensory and multidimensional experience out of what you do as you are working to blaze new pathways, create new habits, and work with yourself. Everybody, let's say good morning to Jewel. Hey, Jewel.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi, everybody.
good morning.
Good morning. I have to open my room. I just wanted to pop in, and well, I'm so glad. Just a few moments of being in this room, and I feel better.
Already.
I was like, oh, I have to do my meditation. I don't know if I'm up for it. And I'm like, yeah, I think I filled up my cup here. Thank you so much, Aaron, for being so great and hosting this room. It always just feels amazing to be here.
Thank you, Jewel. It's always amazing to have you. And I'm so glad you did. Serendipity plus intention equals life. That means all the good, all the not so good, and everything in between. But when it's good like this, it feels really good because, yes, for this to just be a few moments to even get you there in a therapeutic way, I think is really, really good. And I know how it feels. I know exactly how it feels. You know, I have a saying where I say opportunity over obligation. And guess what I do, Jewel? Every time I start this experience, even before I have the first person here, I'm already talking. And sometimes when I'm talking are different mantras, and one of those is just repeating opportunity over obligation, opportunity over obligation, opportunity over obligation. And it starts to relieve that pressure. It relieves that pressure.
I'm gonna take that with me into my room if that's cool with you. I'm already late, but it's all right. They'll be fine. I'll pop back in if I can, if you all are still here.
And we will pop there. Jewel, tell us the name of the room so we can come over and join you when we leave this experience.
Yeah, if you want some vibes, it's my daily sounding circles. It's called sounding circles vocal flow.
Yes.
Meditation. So yeah, but I don't want to take people away from your room.
Oh no, look, I wouldn't say it if I didn't want that. Like this is so the point. Oh my gosh, there's no taking away.
Aww.
You know what I mean? It's all one thing. We're all helping each other, and it is so that. So I want that. That's even why I brought it up. I want that.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump out. If anyone wants to follow me, it's a Sounding Circles Club.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. Right. This is incubator.
See you again soon.
See you soon, Jules. See you soon.
Okay.
Love you. Yes.
Yeah. Can I say one thing?
Please say 2 or 3. You know.
I would probably say like 8. But what you were saying about how you do your meditations, like, oh my gosh, like I've been on this realization kick, and I feel like all of us weirdos out there have been on the same kick of just living your life, and then you keep getting these realizations of like, this is not how the fucking world's supposed to be.
Right.
Like, and I've been hearing this from so many people that they've just been awakening, and I'm so happy because everything you were saying is literally called yoga.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Everything you're talking about of stretching, breathing, meditating, being mindful in the moment. I had to experience it for myself because I did yoga before, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. Like, I like stretching, that's cool, but it's just not working out for me.
Yes.
And I've always seen posts about people saying, hey, white people should stop teaching yoga. And I'm like, why? Like, bro, like, they want to teach yoga. And I'm like, I fucking get it now. Because I had a black man teach yoga. He's a black man in Chicago. He taught a yoga class online. Yeah. And it was probably completely different than anything I ever had. He said it doesn't matter if you don't do the poses, if you can't fully get to them. It doesn't even matter if you can't get to them. It's all about literally setting your intentions of what you want this moment to be about.
Yes.
And breathing every time you move, regardless of how you move, how far you move. It's breathing into every movement and taking that breath into your body. Yes. And I think, everything that you're doing, it's like we have already been doing this shit because we have this shit from our ancestors, because everybody is from Africa, and our ancestors are literally awakening us and saying, hey, you already know what the fuck to do. You don't need any of that stuff. This is how your body is supposed to work and function, and stop listening to these societal standards of, you should work 8 hours a day and sit down and be at a computer or whatever the fuck it may be. If that's what your life is about, that's not what everyone is.
Right.
And so just definitely always remember, guys, just do you. Listen to your intention. If your body is rejecting something, just go with it, because your body's not supposed to be doing whatever it's rejecting. So
it's giving you information. I like that you brought these things into realization. Yoga as life. One of my friends who is a yoga practitioner, a deep yoga practitioner, she always reminds me of it. She's always like, yoga is a lifestyle, not stretches. And I'm like, yep, you're absolutely right. And so this is what we're making it. We're putting all these things together, which is why I love this sensory approach and this multidimensional experience. I also want to remind you of something else too, especially about the weirdos. Everything is weird until everybody does it. Then we call it creative. So this is like the norm, and many times some of our norms, we get away from. And so, or this is the other thing that happens too. And this is why at this point, my confidence level, as far as the things that I think or I talk about, is like at an all-time high, and it continues to grow. It's not because I'm right about everything, but when I'm in a ballpark, I just accept sometimes that I have some 2.0 versions of things that, prior to me, maybe they weren't seen in that way, or prior to us, prior to where we are now, prior to like whatever. But that makes sense. It's called evolution for a reason. So here's what I'm putting on my timeline right now. If you go per Acerca and per your what you just said, I'm putting up a post now. My caption is just going to be, I'm a weirdo, and and I'm going to say, which means I'm normal. And you can let's see, which means I'm normal. I can't chew gum and walk at the same time unless I'm playing the piano along with it. So so I just put that on my timeline. Look at my Instagram post. The first post, I just put it up, the very top post. Everything is weird until everybody does it. Then we call it creative. I also want to use this as that space to drop in your 2 cents as well. Some of the things we're talking about here, I want you to share them there. If you have a second, just drop a thought from what we're talking about now, so we can continue on a conversation with others who weren't smart enough to be in this. No, I'm just kidding. Who weren't in this experience right now with us because of the serendipity. So with that, I also want to refresh the room. I want to say hello to Andrea, Marty, T, Viumka, and I am so happy to be here with everyone today. If you'd like to come to the stage, hang out for a few more minutes, because I always just want to know your thoughts when it comes to these things. And so we're talking about blazing new pathways, creating new habits, using multi-sensory experiences to do that, tapping in different ways so that you can recall these good experiences and bring them into new experiences or new realizations. So I want to open up the floor if you're on the stage, if there's anyone who wants to share anything else that resonated with them about what's been said. And if you are in the audience and you'd like to come to the stage, even if it's just to say hey, by all means, you can do that. And after this segment, before we end this experience, I always like to end with where this entire concept started for me, this whole accountability deal. And that was in my first and only goal. Before I had 1,300 people who were also on the journey with me, I was asking the first couple people and everybody, what was a goal that I could stand in accountability, that we can stand in accountability with you on, whether it's about your day, your week, or your life in general. And that's how we're going to wrap it up in a few. So if there's anything anyone wants to share in relationship to this topic, by all means, the floor is open.
I think the only thing I'm not that I need to be held accountable for, but I just need to not be reminded, but just keep conscious that I have to find a new place to live. Because my apartment is not renewing my lease. Right. And so I just need to find somewhere to go to. So I probably should apartment hunt. Get that process started. But yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Well, let me say this. One of the things I appreciate about you is when you share something and you're like, I don't really have to be reminded. We don't have to be reminded. And then we remind ourselves because it's exactly what we need. So let me stand in affirmation with you on that by first saying it's the story of my life too as well. And I need to keep it in the forefront of my mind too, in that frontal cortex and my realization in focus as well. So we're going to actually help each other out on this tip, even just by talking about it right now. Both of us, same thing. And the reason why I want to keep it in the forefront of my mind in this process of reminding myself and having a circle and everybody else to continue to help to remind and bring it to realization
is a little thing called complacency. You know, one of the best things about my personality is I know how to adapt. One of the worst things about my personality is I know how to adapt. And that's with us all. It's one of the things that helps us to hang in there, sometimes to hang in there too long. And so I say that to say I'm right along with you in that, in accountability. You know, my main goal, because I know that the most important thing in life is that the only consistency is change. So I try to immediately find my way to like grounding in it, having my peace that doesn't come from everything being well or right with it, but just within myself, so I can still have a good experience in it. And like I said, that's a great thing until it's time to go. And then that's the thing that makes you procrastinate. So I'm not saying that's you, I'm saying that's me. And I'm bringing that out in realization just to say, like, I can relate on so many different levels. So yeah, I got to do it. You got to do it. And I'll be continuing to check in. We'll check in with that and just keep it pushing. I'm looking forward to your next unfolding and your next experience, like being that next level of what a circuit needs. You know? Yes. Do you have, with that, let me ask you a quick question about that. So do you, well, first of all, let's take it back to the top. Where do you actually reside? Like what area are you in?
Yeah, so full disclosure, background story. I'm in Chicago.
Yeah.
I have an apartment by myself. I have a little cat named Batman. I don't have a job. I think I have like maybe $6 in my account.
Okay.
I don't have the credit to go get another apartment either. So we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, 100%. Well, here's
it's
one.
more of like I need to like speak about it, and then something will pop up.
Well, you just did. You just spoke about it. Something popped up, like, well, your bio, because I just clicked on your profile and I went down to the bottom and I was like, okay, her Give Money thing is there. So I will be donating to you. And so will anyone else who also feels led under the sound of my voice, as well as just the beauty in this accountability. This is what we're here for. So here for. And I also see your Cash App there too. So yeah, that's what we gonna do. And
you say thank you, Batman.
Yeah. There it is.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I got a beautiful cat named Autumn, and she's my best friend as well here in my home. That's so beautiful. So yes. And again, it's not about knowledge, it's about realization, and it's also important. Someone asked me yesterday, they were like, man, I need help from you. And I was like, well, what can I do for you? And they were like, and this was a musician buddy of mine. So I was thinking we were getting ready to talk about music. And he was like, man, I have trouble sharing. Like, he was just like, I don't know why. He's like, I have thoughts, I have things I want to share, things I want people to know about, but like, and I was like, he was like, I just think that, and I was like, there's the problem right there. And he started laughing. I was like, yo, I know it firsthand. Overthinking 101. I could write a book on it. I have a degree in it. It's just that now the last 10 years of my life have been more right brain and living from my heart and allowing the chips to fall where they may, because knowing that going forward, verbalizing things, voicing things, bringing them to realization is how they move and how they move through and how we move forward, especially in safe space with other people that care and are loving and care about our journey. So I thank you for voicing that, because we own it and we're going to keep supporting you just, in general, as we do all. And what I wanted to ask you about what it is that you want. What is a Circa and Batman need? Like, what's this next unfoldment that fits like your lifestyle, fits your work, it fits like just what you need in order to be comfortable, happy, and do the things you need to do? Like what?
Okay, so I think what I would need is a employment situation where I'm able to like organize for people, because that's just what I'm really good at, organizing and like scheduling and stuff. Like an office manager type situation, but like a really flexible schedule, but with a like a like a, what do you call it, a part-time schedule, but with like full-time pay. And then like my home situation, more of like I just need a one bedroom or something like that, 2-bedroom, whatever,
Right.
with like a little bit of an outdoor space. Because
Nice.
my headaches, the problem with it is like I can't really go outside,
Right.
but I need to be outside. So if I can get me a little shaded area that's a step outside my door, that'd be
Right.
great.
Love it.
So that's really about it. Just like something where I can have a flexible schedule, because Batman requires a lot of attention. I require a lot of time at home just for my condition. But I do like, I'm really good at like organizing and office manager stuff and making people have fun at work. So
love it. I love it. Okay. And I wanted to know all that for my realization, as well as for us to just bring it all to realization, speak it. One thing about this time, especially with the change of our world, is that there are so many more jobs now that like don't require you to come to any other building but your home. I was talking to, who was I on the phone with? I think it might be my State Farm agent the other day, and I heard her cat and her kid in the background, and I was like, wow, we are really doing this thing. Like, and I was like, you're home? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, that's so cool. Like, because she's like, yeah, we don't even have to go into the office anymore. And then I realized something in that moment. There was so much about her job where they never really needed to go into the office, except for if it was just about being around other people and social, which is a good thing, and which I totally support. I think is one of the greatest things we can have. But in flexibility, though, for certain people that have different situations, or just for the alternative times when it's like, yeah, we can come 2 days, 3 days, for the things that's needed and for the social connection. And then it would actually be much more feasible to be at home so we can get some other things done and really achieve our life while we're working.
Yes. I think that's like perfect for everyone in the entire world. Like,
right. It is. And that's when we're realizing it. And it just took a change like this for us to bring it to realization, and so it's a really interesting thing. So I'm standing in affirmation with you on that. I'm keeping my eyes and ears open. So is everyone else here, both consciously and beyond. And yeah, we're going to keep this thing going. We're going to keep you just moving in the direction you need to and getting what you need, what you and Batman need to be great, but without the frosted flakes. So thank you, Circa, and I want to open up the floor again and say if there's anyone else who'd like to share a goal, an account, something that you would like to share, to verbalize, so that you can have the support of a loving family to stand in accountability with you on that goal. It could be about your day, your week, your month, your year, your life, what have you. Sometimes just saying it outright, that makes you more accountable to it because you've said it out loud to some other people. So I want to open up the floor, and if there's anyone who'd like to come to the stage as well to share, you can, as we wrap up this experience in these next 10 minutes. It's been great, y'all. It's been a great day today. Great day.
Yeah, you know what, Aaron, I do got something.
Yeah.
And I think you'll resonate with this. I've been I actually produce beats. Nice. And I've been like really out of the game for like, I don't know, maybe 2 months. I haven't touched Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
And so I would love some accountability on that. Every day I look at the MPC and it stares back at me, and
yes.
and then nothing happens. So
right.
I think I would like some accountability on that.
Got it. All right. So the first place I'd like to start is, what is the very first thing that happens when you look at the MPC? You have the desire, but then it doesn't happen. What's the first thing that comes to mind that causes like the...
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think probably distractions.
Yeah.
Like social media, gaming, things that have to get done, life, business.
Yes.
Literally, pretty much any excuse.
Right. Any excuse. All right. So here's what I did one day. All right. So one of the places I can relate to you on so many levels. I started off as a hip hop lyricist at 14, 16. The whole reason why this beat is even playing in the background, and all the beats that I've made over the years, and all the piano that I played and everything, having an entire music career, came out of my homeboy, who was the producer in our 3-person group. He was a producer and rapper. And at one point, when we were 16 and growing really well and beautifully, he was the first in our group to get a car. He had a girlfriend, and he got the hell away from us. And so there was no more beats. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I can't let the group go down. And so I tried my hand at making tracks. And before you know it, I found out I had a knack for it. And then here we are today, a whole full-time career later. So thanks to Circuit. So with that, I think about how and where I made my beats. And there was sometimes, now my MPC came in the form of an ASRX Groove machine, which was the alternative to the MPC. It was the sister to the MPC, the ARX, ASR, Ensoniq ASRX. So here's what I did sometimes, Jordan. Sometimes I made music in the studio in my house, but then sometimes when there was too much distraction, and I just took that joint and took it somewhere else. Had a pair of headphones, man, and some power. And because I was somewhere else, it just allowed it to flourish. I'm right there with it. There's nothing else to do. And there are other things to do, but I'm away from those things. Now, this is when I wish the MPC had batteries. I wish it was like my keyboard. And there's another alternative to that, but it involves spending a few more bucks. So in saving money, saving time, I would say that would be one thing that I would do. I'm gonna give you 3 things. That's one thing. Here's another thing. Do you like to take video with your phone? Like, do you document your journey in any way? Like, even if it's just taking little videos when you're places. Do you do any of that kind of capture?
No, I don't at the moment.
Got it. Okay. So this might be an extra step, but I'll just throw it out there for what it's worth, because it might be just the extra sensory experience to make you have fun and make it happen. One of the things that I've gotten into now is making tracks to just fit my life, to just fit like a moment. So now I don't just, rarely now do I just make beats for later to write to or to do some other things to. Not rarely, but it's only half the time now. The other half of the time is that I have fun capturing little videos, of me just doing different things. If I'm just out and about, maybe it's my surroundings. I might go see a garden or something and just take some little video of flowers or something like that, and use that little 1-minute TikTok creator. It's why I love TikTok, not for growing and being viral on TikTok. I love it because that little the little video creator allows you to get out of your head and just capture your life in 60 seconds. Like, you can't go above that, which takes away the pressure. So I use that to capture a little different experiences. And then what I do is that actually inspires me to make a beat. In fact, to the point now where I just like to make a film, like a little bit of a score as to what that is. And I don't make it long or drawn out. It's just a thought. It might be the 8-bar loop that takes me all of 10 or 15 minutes to do. But what helps me is the fact that this other sensory experience is pulling me to it. So that's another thing. The third thing, man, is what do you like to do? And it's kind of wrapped up in the second, but in a little bit easier way. What do you like to do? Do you like to go to museums? Do you like to go out to nature? Like, what do you like to, and it could be anything. It could be skating. It could be whatever. I would also say, find an activity that you just like to do already, that's just about escape and just chilling and just something you allow yourself, and you don't have any kind of issues about it. You know that it's good for your health. You know that it keeps you happy. And do the same thing there, where you first in your mind capture that experience, go do it, and then go straight from that to making a beat, but make the beat the feeling that you got in that experience. Just focus on that, capturing that in the beat. Don't think about it for anything else. Nothing career-wise, nothing as far as selling beats, nothing as far as anything else. Just, this is the musical representation of what I just experienced. And go from one straight to the other. But when you sit down to do it, encapsulate that whole experience into a very short, looped experience. Don't make it so long and drawn out. Just first ideas, just let it be. And that could be something that helps you to get into that music making process, because it's attached to another fun aspect of your life that you don't have a problem with allowing at this point. This is the chaser. It's the chaser right behind it. And then what you'll see is you'll start allowing for that same value, that same worth, that same, like, I can stay with this because it's important to me, even before the next thing comes, and I will get distracted because I can't stay here. I got to do other things. But it's the chaser. Make it a chaser for something else that you already allow yourself, Jordan. And then last but not least, if you need anything else, find a time like early in the morning, if you're a morning person. That's before the day gets started, before the world wakes up. And just do it for 10, 15 minutes, 20 at the longest, and just keep that as a thing. So this is just about 4 different suggestions to approach it in this multi-sensory, multi-neural pathway based way, bro.
Wow. Okay, so real quick, I just want to, because I know we want to wrap in the next few minutes. You made me realize something that I hadn't realized in a long time, or forever, sorry. I do my work and I game in the same station that I make my beats in. And so of course there's going to be distractions, or of course the energy there is going to be whatever I make it.
Right.
And so now that I'm aware of that, now that it's back into my awareness, I just have to figure out a way to cultivate the space so it supports me making beats.
Yes.
And I think you intuitively said skate as well, because I do skate. So I'm gonna see how I take those two things and put them together.
Yes.
But I think that's a great idea. If I come back, because usually after skating, there is a very potent energy, and so just channeling that through, like, I never thought to ever do something like that.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
That's
great.
1,000,000%. You are very, very welcome. Very welcome. And yes, I love, it's not about knowledge, it's about realization. And so just shooting the shit like that, just shooting those shots around, knowing that there's something that will pinpoint, boom, you found a place of connection. It brought you into awareness, and it resonates with you. That is 100% what it is. Skating is cool because it's freeing for you. It's naturally therapy for you. It is a unapologetic pleasure. Skating is life. Skate life, baby. Let's get it. So, with that, yeah. And then you're going to have some other opportunities too. Because like I said, the fun thing for me that I learned is, and I have so much fun capturing my life, is that, those moments are valuable. You're free when you skate, and there's so much freedom that not only comes through you, but also helps other people too in that expression. But yes, connecting that to your music, like you say, creating the space that's conducive to it, you got it, bro. So we're gonna keep checking in with that. And I'm just right here with you, bro, along the whole journey for it. I'm so here for it, as they say. I'm so here for it.
I appreciate it, bro.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. I want to do a quick refresh of the room. I want to say hello to Moomin. Thanks so much for hanging out. Good day to you. Good day. Hope all is well. And as we round out this experience, I want to again say, if there's anyone who'd like to share a thought that they would like us all to stand in accountability with you on, you'd like me to stand in accountability, whatever it may be. Again, what just happened in these last 2 experiences, Circa, Jordan, and even all the experiences so far, that's one reason why I love talking. It opens things up, helps you to realize things that might not have been in focus. It might have just been in the back part of the brain. It was just on that back right side, that's all. Bring it back to the forefront. And then it allows you to understand and be aware of some things you might not have before to help you towards your goal. So, last call. If there's anyone who would like to share something that they are working on and that we can stand in accountability with you on, the floor is yours. yes. So with that, it's been a great time. In fact, this groove, this that you've been hearing in the background, this is my remix of Erykah Badu's Apple Tree. I made a remix to it. And so this is that. I'm actually going to have an artist to record on this soon, release this as a cool cover. And if you don't want to be down with me, it's all good. You still get them from my apple tree, because my apples go far and wide. There's some apples that people are picking up right now that they don't know was birthed from this source. And it's just because in an unapologetic and unconditional way, in a free way, I just like to share all that I have to help as many people possible for as long as I have the ability to, as I go about this thing on a day-to-day basis called legacy. I want to actually shoot over one more thing, a couple more things. One other aspect is my first post on my Instagram timeline, or if you're with me on Facebook. Everything is weird until everybody does it. Then we call it creative. So be confident in your uniqueness. I love for you to drop your 2 cents on that, either from something that was shared in this experience that you shared, or something that particular thought makes you think. And I want to say to my Facebook family, hold on, I'm navigating back to you all. I get so lost in this live conversation. That's why I'm like, everybody that knows me, please download. I don't want any more Facebook friends. I want all my Facebook friends to now be Clubhouse friends. So I can hear your beautiful voice and talk directly to you, because there's so much that we're able to get through with this kind of exchange. So I want to say to, let's see who we got here. Chris Young, how you doing, family? I appreciate you, man. I appreciate those kind of words and how this has been helpful and how this has resonated. Who else we got here? Come on, screen. Load. All right, my screen is... Okay, here we go. David T, Double Dip Crew. David Tisdale, hanging out here in Clubhouse and Facebook. Oh, and just a little point of reference. If you ever hang out on Facebook, just mute the audio on Facebook so that way you can listen to this live audio through Clubhouse, especially if we're conversing. And then you'll be able to have the best of the both worlds. Double Dip Crew, thanks for hanging out on both platforms. David T. David says, love this show right here. T's hanging down in the audience there, taking over the world behind his desk more than likely, getting work done. Chris Young says, long time no see. Good to see you, family. Jordan Lindo says, absolutely golden. Appreciate you, family. And Lola drops diamonds, says that is on point. So I appreciate you all. And so as we go about our day today, we are going to have the most amazing time ever today. Why? Because we set the tone already. We set our own tone, and we did it purposely. We put this intention and this serendipity together, and we're creating the life that we desire. We're being mindful of the things that we can change, constantly seeking to be aware and to keep in the forefront focus of our mind the things that we can't change and the inevitables of life. And most of all, the wisdom to know the difference. We're blazing new neural pathways by doing something different and attaching it to different senses. Try it out. Put a smell with something that you've been doing physically. Something that you normally take in and smells. Add something physical to it. Stop for a second. Pause. Be with it. And you'll be well. And so with that, I want to say to Moomin, Andrea T, Winka, Jewel, Sherry, Circa, Florence, Jordan, it's been so great. I want you all to have the most amazing day today on purpose. Thank you for setting the tone here and setting the tone for your day. And I look forward to seeing you on Hump Day tomorrow. Tonight, if you all are hanging out with me, I'll be hanging on Facebook Live, red and black profile picture with my good brother, Matthew George, for my show, my practice show in the shed, where we just hang out. I practice, we share, and you get the chance to hear some good music and hear my buddy playing bass, and we just have some fun. So look out for that tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Facebook Live. And other than that, let's open up our microphones and let's affirm each other as we go about our day today. And if there's anything anyone wants to say. Yes. Thanks, Florence.
Beautiful. Peace and blessings to everyone. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks again.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate
Thanks,
y'all.
Flo. Thanks for joining us. And have a great day, everyone.
Love y'all.
Love you more.
Yes. Love you, Circa. Good luck on your apartment.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, everybody. See you all very soon. Peace.
Yeah.
Bye.
You don't wanna be down with me. You don't wanna pick from my apple tree. Oh, and if you don't wanna be down with me, you don't wanna pick from my apple tree. Oh, and if you don't wanna be down with me, you don't wanna pick from my apple tree. And if you don't wanna be down with me, then something wrong with your ass. Peace, everybody. Love you. See y'all very soon.